Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another comic book review as we take a look at a new series by Image Comics. Now, does this series have a bright future, or does it just belong in the dark? Well, let's get on with my comic book review for Nocterra Issue number 1. The main focus of the story here in issue number 1 surrounds a young woman named Val Riggs, or as she's also known by her call sign, Sundog. The story takes place in Colorado, but other than the artificial lights on cars, on their wardrobes, and at small outposts, things are pretty dark as Val and the other humans now live in a world where there is no sunlight. Now, living in a world that is in darkness 24/7 isn't their only problem, as any living organism that is left in the dark for more than 10 hours begins to undergo a transformation as they turn into monstrous versions of themselves, which can be from insects to fish to birds, pretty much anything. Now, luckily, you can identify someone who has been affected through gum exams, because this is where the infection starts, and if caught early enough, it can be treated, but if it goes past the gums, well, there's no hope. Now, we do learn a little bit about Val's past, that she was adopted, and she also has an adopted brother named Emery. Now, while in present day, there's been no sight of her parents, her brother is present, and he's some type of engineer in the safe haven of Outpost 41, where he's hard at work creating better versions of his flash pops that are for helping Val and others to fight off creatures that stalk the ever-present night sky. Now, Val is not only a legitimate badass, but she also works as a ferryman as well. She makes the dangerous drives in the dark, transporting cargo or people from place to place, and make sure that there are no freeloaders. But to get Val's services, she doesn't do it out of the goodness of her heart. She only does it if the price is right. Now, a man named Augustus will inquire about Val's services as he and his granddaughter Bailey need to get north of the Divide, a place known to be extremely dangerous as it's crawling with human hives. And while Augustus can't pay up front when he shows off a fresh sunburn he says he got from this place, well, it definitely piques Val's curiosity. Now, Val is initially gonna pass, as she proves even though there is possibility of hope out there, if you're not speaking dollars, you're not speaking her language. Well, that is until she finds out her brother Emery has done something he shouldn't, and well, he might be paying the ultimate price for his stupidity, which in turn will have Val making the decision to trek some 618 miles with her brother, Augustus, and Bailey. Now, as issue 1 comes to its conclusion, we're introduced to a man that goes by the name of Blacktop Bill. And while at first I questioned why this shadowy figure is here, well, we quickly find out that he doesn't lurk in the shadows, nor is he wearing an outfit, but that he is actually a matrix of carbon nanotubes, and that he is bonded to the darkness. And let's just say, if you don't have a high tolerance for it, it can be pretty painful. Now, when we're introduced to Blacktop Bill, I immediately made the assumption that he wanted some type of information as to where the convoy that Val was heading up. And while yes, that is true, why he wants this information is definitely for a different reason than I expected. As he tells the people at the outpost, he has no problem with their friend Val. It's the old man that he's interested in, and they should be too, as he tells them that he is the man responsible for killing the sun. Now, wow, what a first issue. This is definitely how you do a new series. So my final score for Nocterra issue number 1 is a 9.5 out of 10. The issue is written by Scott Snyder, and he not only tells a dark and original story of a world that is in complete darkness, but he also makes me care about all the characters we come across. The story feels much like I'm trapped in the video game Borderlands, only during a total eclipse, and our heroes have to be resourceful like Alan Wake in order to survive the challenges that surround them. Now, issue number 2 is called The Neon Groove, and it's scheduled for release on April 7th. And even if I have to make the journey to my comic book store in the pitch dark to do so, I'm definitely going to be picking up the next chapter in this story. Alright guys, well, that's going to wrap up my comic book review for Nocterra issue number 1. Now, did you read this issue? And if you did, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. And guys, if you like comic book reviews like this, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.